So this is a 2021 RAV4 hybrid. It's got about 20,000 miles, and at this dealership, they're asking $51,000 for it. A very similar price to what a brand new one should be going for. Yet, this one's 2 years old, and it's got about 20,000 miles on it. This is why I'm here today. See, Toyota has a big problem. They have a big production problem. They cannot get out enough vehicles to their dealers to meet demand for new RAV4s, for new 4Runners, for new Camrys, new Corollas. They can't catch up. They're behind, and they're blaming it on chip shortage. They're blaming it on supply chains still slowing them down. So what's this doing? This is causing a big issue for the used market of Toyotas. All right, so this is a 2022 4Runner. It's limited, and they're selling it here for $55,478. Now the odometer on this, how many miles it has, it's got 18,000 miles, 22 4Runner limited, about $55,000. So this 4Runner here is another example. I've actually been to other Toyota dealerships and seen 4Runners, seen limited 4Runners that are brand new, and they're not too much higher than what this dealership is selling this used one for. And it just goes back to the production. They're not getting enough 4Runners out, so there's not enough new 4Runners in the system. So if somebody wants one today, they're not getting a brand new one here, so they're going to have to go with one that's got about 20,000 miles on it. Now this is a massive Toyota dealer. I mean, they have a massive facility. It's all behind me. They sell a lot of vehicles. And I went and talked to a sales rep right before I started filming, and he said that they've got 4, maybe 5 brand new vehicles right now. They've got a couple Camrys, they got a couple Tundras. All right, so one thing this dealership does have that I haven't seen hardly any of, both used or new, are Siennas. They've got 4 of them, so we can go check a price on one. This one's actually a 2022. It's got the 2.5, the i4 motor, and CVT transmission. It's a 2022 Toyota Sienna XLE. Miles are 28,000, and what they want for it is $56,877. So one thing this Toyota dealership does have a lot of is Lexus. Obviously they're going to be used, they're not going to be new, but I saw one that's actually interesting here. It's a 2020 Lexus RX 350, and it's got 44,000 miles. Now what they're selling this for is $49,877, which is interesting to me because I just went to a Lexus dealer, and you can buy a brand new RX 350 for right around that $55,000 to $60,000 range. But here, a 2020 with 40-something thousand miles, they're charging almost $50,000 for. So just interesting to see at a dealership that has way more used than they have new, what they're charging for this stuff. So before used car prices can come down, these dealers, they have to experience a little bit of lot rot. So me as a used car dealer, one of our most common issues we have to deal with is tires going flat. So usually what we have to do is lug this big air compressor out to the car and then inflate the tires with this air tank. But not anymore. We actually just got sent this portable inflator, and my team has actually already stolen it from me. This thing is super easy to use. It literally screws straight into your tire. You turn it on and set your PSI where you want, and all you have to do is hit go. I think this is a great little inflator to have if you are going on a trip, or just to have in your emergency kit for your car. With this, you're never going to be stranded with a flat tire. There'll be a link for this down in the description below, as well as a coupon code for my viewers. I really think it's a good product. You should go get it. All right, this one's actually a 2023 Toyota Camry SE Nightshade. It's got 19,000 miles on it, and they're asking 33 grand for it. If you want to buy a new vehicle here, depending on what you want, you have to order it basically through their allocation system that's coming in, and put your name on the list and wait for it. He was saying something like a 4Runner is going to set you back probably 2 to 4 weeks, but if you want a RAV4, then you're going to have to wait maybe 6 months. And that's why the price of a RAV4 like that, a used RAV4, can be so expensive, can be similarly priced to a brand new one. And that's because if you want a brand new one, you can't buy it today. So what do you have to do? You got to buy one that's 2 years older, and you have to buy one that's got 20,000 miles already, and then pay about the same price that you would pay for a new one. And in some cases, you're paying more for the used ones than you are for the brand new ones. And why is that? Well, us as Americans, we want it right now. If we want to walk up on a lot and we want a RAV4, you know what? We want to drive away with one. So that's why they can charge so much for that kind of RAV4, because the customer who is impatient, the customer who wants one right now, they want one today, they're going to buy that. And you know what? These Toyota dealers, they're going to be able to charge these premiums on these used Toyotas for the foreseeable future. All right, I found a Prius. I actually haven't been able to find any new or used Prius on a lot of these Toyota dealerships. This one's a 2020 Toyota Prius XLE all-wheel drive. It's the hatchback. It's got 46,000 miles, and they're wanting $33,000 for it. And you know what? Really, all parties are guilty in making these used car prices high. It's the manufacturers, Toyota, for not getting enough production out. It's these dealers for sometimes charging way more than they should for a lot of these vehicles. And it's the consumer. It's the impatient consumer that wants to just buy and drive right now and will not wait for a new vehicle to come in. So they are the ones that are actually pushing these used car prices up. All right, this is a 2022 Camry LE. And it has 23,000 miles, and they're wanting 30 grand for it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I've done a video before where I went and looked at a Camry that was brand new, and I'm pretty sure at that dealership, a brand new Camry was right around like $35,000. So this was a 2022, it's got 23,000 miles, and it's 30 grand. Consumers have to stop buying these vehicles for outrageous prices for prices to come down. And another big problem is banks are allowing it to happen. Banks are lending still way over value for a lot of these vehicles, and we're seeing it. It's going to become a problem. We're seeing a lot of repos, a lot of repossessions. We're seeing a lot of auto loan delinquencies happening, and it's in large part because these banks were out of control. They were lending when they shouldn't have. They were lending over the values of these vehicles, and they're lending to people who shouldn't have been approved for a lot of these loans. All right, this is a 2022 Toyota Corolla Apex, and it's got 15,000 miles on it, and they're wanting $33,500 for it. Now, what I will say about this dealership while I'm here, and really the biggest reason why I came back to this dealership to check some of the newer used Toyota prices, if I said that right, is because this dealership actually displays used prices on their windshield. So new dealerships, they do not have to actually display used prices. If it's a new price, they have to display the MSRP, they have to display any kind of fees, anything like that. But if it's marked as a used vehicle, the dealerships don't have to. So you never, ever, ever see used car prices actually posted on a new car dealership. They want you to go in, get talked to by the salesperson, get schmoozed, and get your free drinks and your free snacks in there and feel all good, and then maybe they can push you into a car. But it's very nice to see that a dealership like this is actually being transparent. You can actually see the prices on the windshield, and that's a very good thing to see. You never ever see it, and I really like to see it here. All right, here's a 2022 Toyota GR86 Premium. I haven't seen hardly any of these. It's only got 8,000 miles, and they're wanting $41,000 for it. All right, so now what has to happen for used Toyota prices to come down? It's easy. Toyota's just got to get more production out to these dealers so you don't have this backlog of customers just snatching up all the Toyotas as soon as they get to these dealerships. There need to be some new Toyota RAV4s, some new Camrys, some new Tacomas, some new Tundras, some new 4Runners sitting on these dealers' lots, so that customers are not just impulse buying the used vehicles that Toyota dealerships just have readily available. They need to have some new stock readily available so customers can pick that up and not have to just be forced into these used cars. And no one's forcing anything. These consumers are impatient, and they're just buying what's there. So being forced is the wrong word, but we can't trust the American consumer to make the right choice. And it's sad to say that, but that's really just the fact of the matter. All right, here's a 2020 Highlander. It has 36,000 miles on it, and they're wanting $46,500. So 3-year-old Highlander, 36,000 miles for $46,500. So what am I going to tell you to do? Like always, I'm going to tell you to wait. You have to wait for Toyota to catch up on production. You have to wait for used car prices to come down. These dealers will eventually get pinched. I know we're seeing a lot of it with the American brands. We're seeing even Mazda and Honda grow their supply right now, and it's forcing dealerships to actually pull back on some of their pricing. But you're not seeing it at Toyota yet, and you're not going to see it probably anytime soon until Toyota actually starts ramping up their production and getting vehicles to these dealers. And it's going to be a while before you see that. Unfortunately, I love Toyota. They're great products. I want you to own a Toyota, but if you want a good price on a Toyota, you're going to have to wait. And just because it's right here, there's a 2018 Honda Accord. It's got 85,000 miles. That seems like a lot of mileage for this this year, but it's LX model, and they're wanting $23,000 for it.